And ABC News medical contributor and epidemiologist Dr. John Brownstein joins me now for more on this. Dr. Brownstein, this could be a game changer in terms of getting children back to school. What data is the CDC looking at to now change this recommendation from 6 feet to 3 feet?
Good morning, Diane. I think the CDC guidance will have a huge impact on reopening. I mean, this 6 feet requirement has kept a lot of schools closed amidst community transmission. And so a lot of my colleagues have been saying for a while that we needed to change these guidelines to bring it down to 3 feet. This 6 feet guidance actually came from historical research. It's not actually super clear where it all came from. But finally, there's a natural experiment which looked at 242 school districts in Massachusetts, and they had a mix of schools that did 3 feet versus 6 feet. And what they ultimately found was there's really no big difference in cases among students and staff. So the study really reaffirms what we've been saying, which is, whether it's 6 or 3 feet, schools can open safely and not really see any major outbreaks in those environments.
So what do you say to parents who are still concerned about sending their kids to school and to teachers who are concerned about returning to the classroom?
Yeah, I recognize that, there's still some concerns, but it's all about layered protection, right? This is not just about 3 or 6 feet. This is about ventilation, windows being open, masking, testing, keeping outdoor activities outdoors, and of course, prioritizing teachers for vaccines. It's all about layered strategy, but also we know that kids transmit less, they're less risk of complications from COVID. So it's about balancing risk and the objectives of opening up schools. I should also mention the American Academy of Pediatrics has been recommending 3 to 6 feet already, and World Health Organization was saying 1 meter, which is 3.3 feet. So this is not fully new, but again, it's a small increase in risk really outweighs, this idea that we can keep these schools open finally.
And President Biden is set to hit his goal of 100 million vaccine doses administered today. But Dr. Fauci is also warning not to let our guard down, that we could even see a fourth wave here. How far do we still have to go to reach herd immunity?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing an incredible job. We're at, 100 million doses administered, way ahead of schedule, 2.4 million a day. But we still don't have perfect coverage, right? I mean, yes, over 12% of the U.S. population now has fully been vaccinated, and about 2/3 of the nation's elderly population is vaccinated. But we still have a gap. There are still those that are vulnerable to this virus that have yet to be immunized. We, of course, have a huge amount of supply coming up, and in expectation that, we're going to have open season for vaccines into May. But until that time, we have concerns. We have a mix of mobility, we have a mix of these variants and reopenings that are taking place. And that's a really challenging mix that we're seeing. And that's why we're seeing this rise in about 15 states. And that's a concern. Even in Michigan, we're seeing a rise in hospitalizations, which we know every single time that leads to increase in death. So yes, this is probably just a small moment in time, and we're at the end of this pandemic, we assume, but there's no reason to sort of challenge this with having unnecessary hospitalizations and deaths right as we're in the final moment. So it's all about vaccine rollout and just waiting, a few more weeks to get that full sort of complete protection in the population.
All right, Dr. John Brownstein, we all have our fingers crossed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.